Ariba sent a text message and says that my father abuses me physically, mentally, and sexually. I haven't told anyone, but now he does not do anything because he's out of the country. If you raise my voice, or if I raise my voice or tell my past to anyone, am I sinful? This is an issue that is difficult to address. Now, people would not understand this, especially nowadays with the Me Too movement, with the feminist movements, with so-called freedom of speech and democracy and the likes. Cultures differ. Now, Ariba says, my father did this and that. Can she prove it? The answer is no. So what would this be classified in Islamic fiqh? In a court of law. If I were to come in public and say, Ariba abused me, sexually harassed me, of course people would laugh, but I'm giving a claim. So what is the logical thing to do? The judge would come to me and say, prove it. If I have evidence, then that would be a proof. I can step forward and talk about it. If I can get Ariba to confess and say, yes, I'm pleading guilty, I did all of that, then I have a case. But if she says, no, I didn't do anything, then it's my word against hers. And coming forward and speaking would be plain slandering me. So if you go and talk about your father and claim that he sexually harassed you, do you have any proof? She says, yes, my elder sister and my younger sister, they were also harassed. And they'll come forward. Oh, okay, you've got a case. Yes, my mom saw him harass me when I was 7, 8 years of age. You have a case. But when you don't have any witnesses, how would I know that you are not mentally ill and making up these stories? I can't. I can't say that you're telling the truth or you're a blatant liar. Therefore, we cannot confirm what you're saying or denying it. If you come forward with such an allegation and you fail to prove that, that would be slandering, and it would be a huge sin against your father, let alone any other, against any other person, let alone your father. Which means that if someone slanders me or slanders Tom, Dick, or Harry without providing proof, he would be flogged 80 lashes. And this is only to protect the whole community. I sympathize with you. I don't believe what you're saying is true, and I don't say that it is not. But without the proper evidence, I would never ever dare and say a word against your father, who might be a righteous, practicing Muslim, totally unlike what you're saying. And this is where the dilemma is. The caller for tonight is Yahya from Morocco.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, I know that the kahin who claim the knowledge of the unseen is kafir. But sometimes you heard people saying about the baby who can't even talk or move. They say he's going to be smart, or they say something. Isn't this kihana? It's like the munajjim when he looked at the stars and they say, build his conclusion on something is not, يعني ليس دليل. Is it kahana?
Kihana, or fortune telling, is dependent on a number of factors, such as talking to the jinn, as the Prophet said, ﷺ, that the jinn eavesdrop and they snatch something of what they've heard in the heavens. Most and the vast majority of them are struck by meteoroids and fiery stones, but some manage to sneak something to this fortune teller and he mixes it up with 99 lies. So this is how they reach to know something of such a nature that is unseen to us. In addition to the fact that a lot of them are simply imposters, they're liars. This is different from a prediction. Allah Azza wa Jal told us in the Qur'an, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْمُتَوَسِّمِينَ. There are signs for those who could distinguish and figure out things by the looks of them. One of the trackers entered the house of the Prophet ﷺ once and saw Zayd ibn Haritha, who was the adopted son of the Prophet ﷺ before adoption was abrogated, lying covered from head to feet, only his feet showing. And next to him, there was Usama ibn Zayd ibn Haritha, his son, also covered from head to toe or to feet, but Zayd was white and his son Usama was black. And people used to slander him and say, oh, how could this be? This is born of wedlock. His mom was an Abyssinian slave that was freed, Ayman. So when he came in, this tracker who knows how to track things in the desert, who knows things by certain signs we don't know, he looked at their feet and he said, these feet belong to one another. And the Prophet was very happy because of that testimony that this is the son of Zayd ibn Haritha, not as they claimed and slandered him. So sometimes we could see things in people's faces and make a prediction, not that we know the unseen, but Akhi, your face is not normal, as if you've done something. And the guy would have done a heinous sin yesterday and he breaks down and confesses. Or you could predict that by the ongoing of the company's financial statement, I think the fourth quarter would be a total failure. And this is based on a track record. If I look at a child, I could see in him the glow in his eyes, that, wallahi, subhanallah. And this is part of being optimistic and positive. This boy is going to be an imam. He's going to be a scholar. And so he would happen to be one with the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is not related to fortune telling or something that is haram at all.